Hello there. That is me musing. My name is Nusa. This edition is dedicated to those who are 25 and younger. Well, we call them Gen Z, right? Listen, guys, things aren't always the way they seem. Okay, now, setting a library in an institution that was designed to provide remedial courses to students who are offering courses to enable them have a good shot at institutions of their choice, institutions of higher learning, that is. The same institute also provides programs for those who had to reset some subjects like English, mathematics, and a few others, while they're looking forward to gain admission into universities, tertiary institutions of their choice. Well, I fall into the category of those who just do not like mathematics. Well, that was before. I think I'm beginning to get a hang of the logical thinking, which mathematics requires. Oh, I hated math. So the library is the location, and that's where I usually find refuge from my crazy friends who just think that is a jamboree place to have fun, the institution that is. So I go to the library where I can have some time to myself to read, at least to make do my parents' investment in my educational pursuits. Now the library failed to it failed to offer me the refuge I wanted from my friends when it came to finding a quiet place to read, because of these two girls. Very beautiful. They're among the most beautiful in the school. I call it a school, an institution of educational pursuit or continuing education. So it's a school. And very beautiful. So I call them B1, B2. Girl B1, girl B2. Girl B1 is actually a lot easier on the eyes. And that was when I had my eyes set on her. I was very interested in her, but I couldn't summon up the courage to let her know how I felt. Actually, not just I, most of the guys were interested in her. So do you know what it is like one moment you have a crush on somebody, before you start to dislike the person intensely? So anytime I walk into the library, because I like to walk with my hands in my pocket, head high, shoulders, straight on, and with, actually I was just feigning confidence, so it was all a facade. My confidence was just this little, so it didn't take too long for me to lose it on account of what these girls were doing. Whenever I walked in, I saw the one that took a fancy to B1, girl B1. She will look up and whisper to her friend, because they had a special corner where they were always seated to just enjoy mischief. So, so the other one will look up and then look at me, and they start to whisper. They start to whisper, and they start to, oh Lord, they start giggling. What are they laughing at? Why are they laughing at me? Could it be what I'm wearing? Well, I don't think that was any different from the other students when it comes to dress sense. What could it be? Oh, goodness me. So this went on for a while, and I started disliking B1. I didn't really care too much for B2, But anyway, and I was just wondering, what are they up to? I didn't have the courage to actually confront them. I told you about my confidence was all gone, so confront them, yeah, indeed. So anyway, and I remember this, there was this particular occasion when we just finished lectures and we were hanging around in the lecture hall, and the one that I took fancy to say, hey, no sir. I said, what is it? He said, I said, hey, what about it? Just why what about me reminds me of your uncle? Oh, nothing. But it just reminded me of my uncle. And then they giggle. I said, and others were wondering, hey, B1, what is it you want to say? And then again, there was a day I was all alone in the lecture hall, okay, and I needed some time by myself. Library had lost its appeal, many thanks to B1 and B2. So, and then she walked in. I didn't even realize that she was when I was coming in, because I was so engrossed in my, mathematics or whatever it was that I thought I was doing, because it was not easy reading by myself. So in most cases, I used to find a friend that would help out. But anyway, and so I looked up, and there B1 was. And then she laughed, or this mischievous look on her face. I said, oh goodness, what is she looking for now? And then she said to me, sir, I'm hungry. And then guess what she did? She raised her blouse, exposing her tummy. Because I think she was wearing t-shirt and pants or blouse and skirt. I do not remember. But anyway, she raised her tummy and said, look, I'm hungry, showing a beautiful flat tummy. And I found it disgusting, because it was, you talk about mixed feeling. On the one hand, you're liking someone, the other hand, she's making you feel miserable. So anyway, misery towards her actions and that of her friends took over, But anyway, and we all graduated from school, went about our lives in terms of getting admission into different tertiary institutions. 2 years later, I bumped into her where she was studying midwifery at the School of Nursing. And, oh, that's how you do it. I just, very cold I was, she even reached to hug me, and that was just not interesting. Seriously, it was that bad, because those years just wouldn't go away. The years of herself and her friend making mockery, I thought. So it seemed, right? So anyway, she moved away, and they said, hey, how are you doing? I said, well, then I said, by the way, it was about time I confronted her. Because now, just 2 years later, I became a little bit bolder. I said, what were you people up to? What was all that laughter? What did I do to you girls? What did I do to deserve such, this like mockery, so to speak? And then she stopped, she looked at me, and then she said, oh no, sir, you're just a child. I said, me? He said, you're just a child, you're a big disappointment. Do you know what we're talking about? And then she stopped and looked straight into my eyes and said, if only you know. I said, tell me. Oh yes, I'll tell you. Now, you know what you're gonna do? I'm sure you're wondering, what could it be? It was a bombshell she gave me, something it was completely unexpected. He said, whenever she whispered into the ears of her friend, she always said, here comes my husband. I said, what? She said, yeah, here comes my husband. I said, but I was really liking you until I felt people were mocking me. He said, no, why do you think I was not dating the other guys in the school? Everybody was asking me, but I was only interested in you. I said, oh my goodness. I said, okay, why didn't you give me a hint? He said, hint? How much more hint do you expect when I was exposing my tummy? Do you think I go around school showing guys my tummy? I liked you that much. And then you just, you blew it. Anyway, bye. I said, excuse me, hold on. Hold on. Is it too late? He said, definitely, the time has passed. You had an opportunity and you blew it. Oh my God, I felt. And so as she walked away, she just turned around, looked at my computer. Then she started laughing. She just burst into uncontrollable laughter as she walked away. And then I said to myself, I was standing there, why, oh my goodness, do you know what it is like to date one of the most beautiful girls in this school, and here she is out of my reach? I stood there like somebody who had the winning numbers of a lottery ticket that he did not play, and here he is watching it on TV as they announce the winning numbers. That's what I felt. My goodness. So guys, just like I told you, things are not always the way they seem. I thought they were mocking me, not know it was all about admiration. Okay, now this is Nusa. Well, that's it. Remember to follow, subscribe, like, and share. Be nice. When you smile at the world will smile back at you. Be good and may God bless you. See you next time.